Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations. Thank you for joining me today. I am a little late getting started here. I was getting set up. We had a luncheon today. Jackie and I did. It was my first time to get out since our big snow here in Southeast Texas. The roads were much safer today. So anyway, I am glad to be here. Thank you if you're watching live. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you being here as well. So let me see if I can. Hey, Pam. So hello everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm getting situated and hope I have all of my supplies here. If not, I'll just run and grab them. This room is very tiny. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well, and I'm excited to share with you today a fun fold card with the Friendly Seagull stamp set. And it is in the celebration brochure. You can earn it for free with a $60 purchase. Hey, Kathy. It's so cute. And hey, Linda. And I'm ready to show you a fun fold too with it. So let me get to where I'm full screen with my layout here so you can see it better. And let's see what I need to tell you today. The my next scrap along is with the Wildflower Celebration Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. Will be live February 3rd, and what you'll see on this private Facebook group, if you purchase this scrapbook workshop from me, is I will do the assembly, the cutting and the assembly in several videos of this scrapbook workshop kit. Okay, so if you're interested in that, there's the link to purchase that. And let's see, just let me get off of this and talk a little bit more about Friendly Seagulls. Now, I'm going to be real honest. And when I first saw this set, I thought, it's cute. Okay. But then I started seeing all these cute projects with it, and I had to have it. So got it with my last order, and have been making some projects with it. This one posted on my blog yesterday. This one right here, and it was a case of, and what the case stands for, CASE, is copy and selectively edit, or copy and share everything, whichever you choose. Hey, Pauline, yeah, super cute. And so I took this idea here with the 3 gulls, okay, and they just use the little alphabet dies, and one of the sentiments here. And I decided to just use a strip of black below my 3 little gulls, and put the sentiment down here in a die cut. So, but this was totally my inspiration for this card. Excuse me. Oh yeah, Connie. I know I wasn't going to get it at first. And then I thought, I got to have it. So anyway, that is part of our celebration that is going on until February 28th, where you can earn products for free with your qualifying purchase. So let me get started here. I've got a fun fold that we're going to make, and let me show you the card. Boop. It's a pop-up center pop-up fold. Super cute, really easy to make. And so we're going to go through the process of cutting this center part, because that's the part that intimidated me at first when I saw it. And I thought, oh, it's really simple. So let's get started with that. Okay. Let me get my supplies and we'll go over those first. I have a piece of Lost Lagoon that is 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to do several scores on the 8.5 inch side. And then we're going to do some cutting, turning it around to the 5.5 inch side on the top. And I'll need my trimmer for that. I have 2 pieces of the Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper. It comes in a 6x6 stack in the mini catalog. 2 pieces cut at 2 by 5 3/8. Okay. And I think this paper goes great with the gulls. All right. And I have a die cut of using my Stylish Shapes dies. See how it's got the little embossed dots on the edge, or they're pierced really. It's about a 2 3/8 inch square. So if you don't have this die, you can cut a 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 inch square to do this project. And then I have another one for the sentiment that is cut at 1.5 inches square, or with this smaller die from that same Stylish Shapes. And then I have some scrap that I'm going to be stamping and fussy cutting on. I'm going to get my project where I can see it here. And then a 4 by 5 1/4 piece that's going to go on the back of our card where you can write your message. Hey, Catherine, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so let me get this part out of the way because we're going to deal with the base first and just get that ready. So while I'm getting my stuff cleared here, I'll tell you that yesterday, well, the day before, Tuesday is when we got the big snow, okay, for here, and it was a big deal. It was a record-breaking second largest snowfall ever in this area. And we had about 5 inches here, okay, in my hometown where we live. And I remember that from 1960. I say I remember it. I only remember it because my parents had the foresight to take photos and video with this old 8mm camera. And I have him making snowmen for me. In this house that I'm in now, I bought my childhood home. And so that was pretty doggone special, let me tell you, to be here and have that snow again. Okay, so yeah, kind of get choked up about it, but yeah. Well, the next day I woke up and my throat was so sore. I could hardly talk. I mean, I didn't want to talk because it hurt. And then yesterday was like, I'm not going to be able to do a live. And you can say, I could sound kind of deep. My voice is a little deep today because of the what's going on, but I feel fine, feel great. So anyway, I may have to clear my throat a time or two, or maybe cough. So please excuse that. Okay, now to the card. All right, here's a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Lost Lagoon. On the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score it 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. Put that here. Get a tissue for our nose, and let's start. 2 1/8. So that's right here, that first little mark after the 2. And I just slid off of it. 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. So 6, 1, 2, 3. So when we have scoring like this to do for fun folds or 3D projects, I much prefer using my Simply Scored scoring tool. I just think it's one of our best offerings for paper crafting of all kinds. Okay, so there we go with that. Now we have to do some cutting. So we're going to cut on the 5.5 inch side at 1 3/4 inch from both sides, from this score line to this score line. Now this score line here, the 6 3/8, it really didn't have to be that. I just needed to mark it. We're not going to fold on that one. So I could have barely marked it, but I wanted you to be able to see it. Okay. Yeah, Catherine, I saw your photos of your grandkids. That was cute. All right, so let me move this out of the way. Keep my little cheat sheet here. Put this down and get my trimmer in here. Okay. So again, we're going to put this up the 5.5 inch side on the top, and we're going to cut from the 2 outside score lines at 1 3/4 inch. So here's 1, here's 3/4. I'm going to line that up there and make sure it's in line all the way down that line, okay? And then I'm going to pull this one up. This is my cutting blade, the dark one. This is for scoring. And I'm going to line up this little hash mark. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know if you could, that helped. Let me see. That little mark that's in the center right here, that's what I'm lining up with this score line. And I'm going to press down, and then I'm going to stop at this score line down here. So I'm going to slide it all the way down. I can see through the cutting guide and stop that little hash mark there on that 6 3/8 inch score. Now I'm going to take this and turn it around and do the same thing at 1 3/4 inch on this side. So I'm going to go up. Whoop. Be sure you keep that steady and in place. I've got that hash mark lined up with the score line. Push down and go all the way down to this score line. And there we have it. Okay. So now I can move my trimmer out of the way. And then we're going to get this fold going here. All right. So this, we're going to call this the front of the card. It's going to fold back. Okay. This piece that we cut comes out. Okay. And that 4 1/4 inch is the center of our card. And bam, we got it. Okay. There's your fun fold. Now see how easy that was? So easy and such a fun fold. Okay, so I'm burnishing on these score lines just to keep it down. All right, so we have that. Now we can go ahead and put our designer series paper on. So again, I have 2 pieces of the Timeless Plaid and this Lost Lagoon plaid cut at 2 by 5 3/8, and then here and here. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue those on, and that will be ready to go. Excuse me. All right, let me find my glue. Here it is back here hiding. Okay, let's glue this on. So Jackie and I, this is my my 50th high school reunion is this year in April. And my class that lived locally here where we went to school, there's usually a monthly get together at a local restaurant. And that's where we were for lunch. And we had so much fun talking and visiting with everyone. All right. So there is the front there. And let's go ahead and do this one. So I'm curious to know, I know Catherine had a little bit of snow at her place. What about the rest of you? I know some of you up north did not get snow. You probably have frigid temperatures though. Just let us know if you got snow. And I know it's not a big deal if you have snow all the time, but here it's a big deal because the kids here are lucky if they ever get to see snow, because you've got to admit it is a pretty sight when snow is covering the ground and everything, even though when it melts it's kind of a big mess. But yeah, it just was so very pretty. Okay. All right, so there is our front and back. So you can see when it's closed, you've got the 2 pieces of the designer paper. 12 to 18 inches of snow. Linda, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, Linda. Yeah, she lives in the Northeast, so yeah. Okay, so now I'm trying to think of what I want to do next. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on my main image. And so for that, I'm going to need this 2 3/8 inch square. We can set this aside for now, and we're going to work on our stamping and all of that fun stuff. So it's a 2 3/8 inch square, or the one that is about that size from the Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm going to get my scrap paper here so that I don't mess up my desktop, because we're going to do some sponging. Minus 20 degrees. Linda. Oh my goodness. I mean, we had some of the neighboring towns north and probably northwest of here had in the single digits, which was record breaking for them. But minus 20, no, I can't even imagine. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to do some sponging with our blending brushes. And so I have one for my kind of my browns and one for my blues. And so I'm going to be using Lost Lagoon for the blues and do my sky. Do I want to do this one first, the Lost Lagoon? I think I do. So I'm using Pecan Pie for like the sand. Okay. So let's do this. And take the blending brush, ink it up, and start off the paper and then work your way on. I'm going to do the sky. 5 inches, Pam. I bet it's been cold there. Yeah. It's supposed to get up to almost 70 next week. It's crazy. Crazy down here. I know when y'all have cold, it's usually cold all winter, but here it can be, you can be in shorts one day and a parka the next. Okay. Okay, so got that. And so you see, by starting off of the paper and then working your way on, you don't have like a big blob, okay? And I have to admit, sometimes I get, forget to start off the paper and I get that blob on there. It's okay. You can work it your way in. Connie a foot. Oh, yeah. Constant freeze. And see down here, we have to really be careful with our pipes because we're not made for that kind of weather. And then everybody's dripping their faucets and then we have the water problem afterwards. Yeah, it can be a big mess, but it sure was nice to have for once and to be able to see that. And for my granddaughters in Fort Worth had snow a couple of weeks ago, so they were able to play with it. And then Mia here was able to play in it and loved it. So I'm glad that they have gotten to experience that. Okay, I'm doing Pecan Pie now for the bottom. And again, starting off and working my way on. Off and on. Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to do with this, let me just say that you can blend and get into the other color if they're like light enough, and it looks, you don't really see the line. It's kind of, you know, blends in. It's like a gradient color, which I love, and that's what's so special about those blending brushes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this and this, and we'll probably use it again, but don't want to make a mess. And I'm going to get gray granite, and we have these little, you know, drawn seagulls, just the little whoop, whoop, like, you know, if you were going to draw some on a picture. And so I'm going to stamp this a couple of times in gray granite. This was kind of an afterthought. It needed something up here at the top. And so I decided to use these little birds twice. And those you can barely see, but it's like they're far off away. So we're going to go with it. Okay. All right. Next, we are going to do some stamping, coloring, and fussy cutting. So I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to get my foam mat and my scrap piece of basic white. And I'm going to stamp this guy with the French fries in his mouth. And I'm using Jet Black StazOn, which I have not used in forever, but I want to use my watercolor pencils, which were the first coloring medium that I purchased when I first was introduced Stampin' Up! Over 18 years ago. So, yeah, I can't believe that. So, the StazOn, and I know some people will use Memento when they do this, any kind of watercoloring. I'm going to use a blender pen to blend my colors. This is really probably get use some ink, but I hate to get too much on there. You know how when you re-ink, it's like really juicy. So I'm just going to try to really get, even if I have to stamp it more than once. So let me stamp this guy. That's good. All right, and then I'm going to do the French fries, which are still in here. Where are the French fries? Here they are. And what cracks me up, it looks just like a McDonald's French fries box. Okay, I'm going to use my same little little block here for the French fries. Okay, so let's get this done here. Okay, and let's see what else I need. That's all I need for right now. So I'm going to put my StazOn back on. And we're going to color these with the assortment 1. There's assortment 1 and then assortment 2 that has fewer pencils in it, but it has some of the newer colors too that they added after they did revamped the assortment 1. And so this one had all the colors I needed. So I need, is this pecan pie in here? Thought it was. Yeah, right here. Pecan pie. I'm going to do that. Use that for the French fries. I'm going to use pumpkin pie for the beak and the feet. And then I'm going to use basic gray. Is that what I want to use? Yeah, for his wing, that little stripe on his wing. And then I have my one blender pen in here. I was going to show you. This is one of our stamp cases. And I cut the colors off of the box that the matte watercolor pencils came in, and so I would know what colors were in here. And there's even room to store a blender pen. So we have these in the online store that you can purchase. Good storage. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start with our gray, basic gray. And I'm going to do that in the wing. And I just brush stroke a little bit of color in there. I'm going to go ahead and do that one right there too. Okay. And then I'm going to take the pumpkin pie and do the beak and the feet. Super easy. You know, I don't even go the whole way to the line. I just put some color in there, and then I'm going to blend it around with the blender pen. And then that's all I needed for this guy, isn't it? Okay, let me go ahead and do him. So you can use the same tip for different colors. You just have to scratch off and clear it out so you don't mix your colors up. So here I'm just rubbing it around on the watercolor pencil color and blending it through that tiny beak and the feet. Okay. Oh, I need pecan pie for his French fries. I forgot. All right. So I'm just going to rub it onto scrap paper and make till it goes clear again. And then I'm going to do the basic gray on the wings. And I just leave the rest of him white, even though there's a white pencil in there. I mean, it's already white. You don't have to do that. Okay, so now I decided to go ahead and accent his eye a little bit with the basic gray. And then I'm going to take pecan pie and just very lightly go over the French fries. Take my tip, be sure it's clear, and go over the pecan pie on the French fries to spread that color out. Okay, then let's do the French fries here. So what else did I use on the French fries? think I did. I did the box pumpkin pie. It's red though. I need red. I'm gonna do red on the box this time, like a McDonald's box. Okay. I couldn't figure out what that was supposed to be there in the middle there. If it's a hamburger or just an emblem. Okay. How did I do that? I think I used pumpkin pie just to give it some color, and then pecan pie on the fries. These watercolor pencils are also great for kids. So if you have small children or grandkids, this would be perfect for them. Okay. And then I'm spreading out the box. Okay, that's good. Go over the pecan pie again a little bit. The fries are a little crispy, but that's how I like them. All right. So now I'm looking at my wings, and I want this a little bolder. So I'm going back over it with the basic gray. And your pen has 2 tips, just, to give you twice as much use out of the one. Okay. All right. All right. So that's good. So now what we're going to do is fussy cut these out. Let me take this and put it here so I don't lose them. Okay. Now, let me get my paper snips. And we're going to cut these out. So at first I thought, do I want to cut that seagull out? And I thought, yes, you do. It just makes him pop off of the background. So you don't have to be real exact. I'm just going around the webbed feet here. Okay, and coming around here. And I'll show you. I go back and cut out the middle between the 2 legs there in just a second. So just kind of, I'm staying pretty close to the stamped image, not really doing the intricacy of the wing, just kind of going around it. Come down there, and then back up. Okay, let's go around that, cut off that excess, and I can come back and trim this. So you could totally just stamp if you wanted to, and not do the background. But this way, I didn't want to have to mask off. I thought, well, a way I can do this is by just stamping and fussy cutting and then mounting it up on little mini dimensionals where it stands out from that background. And your seagull is white instead of stamped through on the sand and the sky. If that makes sense. Okay, cutting this. Okay, see? That didn't take long. So I'm going to go up in between these and carefully trim. I left it. I thought I'll just leave it there. And I thought, no, it's going to look better if I... And those legs are tiny, so be careful not to cut them off. Okay, so we have that. Now let's get our French fries. Let's cut this out so we're not dealing with so much paper. Let me get this trash off my desk. Okay, here we go. Just cutting around the French fry box. Okay, almost done. There we go. That's good enough. Close enough. So now we're going to get our background again. Okay, and we're going to position these, and I did this kind of like that, and I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, some of the mini kind, and you know how you have this edging left after you use all this parts of the dimensionals? Well, I cut those and used tiny pieces of them, so I'm going to oh, that didn't cut it, did it? Cut the paper. Come on, Lisa. I'm going to get it behind these little feet. Might have to trim some of it. I don't know if I'm going to do that. It'll show, and I'm going to see if I can get close enough to the bottom here. I don't think I did it on the original, so I'm going to go for it without. You just have to be careful when you put it in your envelope. Let's see if I can get one on the leaf, wing. I'll trim that down a little bit more. Now, let's see how this works. Cute. Now we got to get the French fries popped up. My goodness. Okay. Okay. I'm wondering if I want more birds up there, because these don't really show. Let me see. What do I want to do? Let's see. Now it stays on. There's a special cleaner for it, and I'm going to clean mine as soon as the live is over. Should I? I'm going to try it. I think I'm going to come off and not put all of them on there. Yeah, I like that better with more of them flying. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take the card base and we're going to glue this here, but we're going to leave a little space right here on this, okay? So I want to put glue right here, and we're going to let that dry a bit before we work with it so that it has a chance to set. And I'm being pretty generous with the glue. You don't want it sticking to this side, just to the little tab, and you want about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch over here. And I'm centering it on this, okay? This little pop-up tab. Okay, I'm going to let that sit a minute, and then I'm going to stamp my Hey Friend. Where is my Hey Friend? Here it is. And I don't know where my I love you more. Here it is. I panic when I don't see it. Oops, sorry. Now I need this one. And I need this one. And I need this in Pecan Pie. So let me grab my scrap, move this off, get Pecan Pie. And ink up Hey Friend. And I'm going to stamp it close to the edge because I'm just going to fussy cut that out. Okay. And then on the inside, let's look at this. I stamped it, but I cut it apart. Okay. So I love you more than, which is right here. Let's put it over here. And then I need French fries. Grab that. Okay, so now let's get to work cutting this out and putting it on our card. Meanwhile, the main image is drying over there. And cut, cut. And I don't worry about if it's perfectly straight. Okay, and let's see. I took some of my ink that was on left over on the Lost Lagoon and kind of inked that up a little bit, give it some color. And then I'm going to put this right here. I want a little bit more Lost Lagoon on there. A little bit of adhesive, and we'll place it right there. Okay, now let's work on our inside. Right here is that smaller square. Where did it go? Huh. Here it is, the 1.5 inch square. I'm going to go ahead and I cut out I love you more than, again, just fussy cutting, going around it. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off the top and along the side. And then I'm cutting it in between you and more. And then I'm going to cut French fries out the same way. But I think I left French fries all, yeah. So I was got to thinking this would be a good Valentine card for Jackie. He loves French fries. Loves French fries. Or maybe one he should give to me, right? I love you more than French fries. Okay, cutting this down, trimming it down. On this one, I also took some of the pecan pie and just sponged around the edge just to give it a little color for the inside. And then we're going to glue this in. Okay, I'm going to line I love you over here to the left a little bit. I'm not centering it because I'm going to put something right there. I love you more than French fries. Okay, so now get some of this mess off my desk there. I'm going to take my red matte watercolor pencil. I was going to say matte pencil, and I'm going to just draw a heart freehand. Then color it in. Take my blender pen and blend it in. give that a little pop of color there. So now this guy is doing good over here. And then we're going to glue this on the inside. And then we're going to turn it over and do the back really quick. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. And here's the 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And I'm going to sponge that. Got a little too dark there. I asked Jackie, I said, what do I need to do on this? He goes, don't go up so high with that sandy looking color. I went, oh, okay. He was right. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to start here off, and I'm just going to go a little bit on the bottom. Yeah, he was right. He's watched me do so many cards, and he goes to all the Stampin' Up! Events with me. If we go to convention or we go to leadership conference, he goes with me. So he takes it all in and helps me with it. All right, so Lost Lagoon. I'm going to do that on the top. Now on this one, I'm not going to come all the way down, or let me show you what we need to do. We need to stamp our birds first. So I don't want to lose these French fries, y'all. Okay, put that there. And I'm going to stamp this guy again, like right here. Okay, and he's kind of off the page a bit. So that, just a bit. Almost all there. Okay, and then over here is this other guy that's squawking at him. Where's my ink pads in the low humidity we're having? I'm experiencing them drying up more quickly than usual. So I'm really rubbing that in to get that ink on there. And this guy's going to go here. Then I come in and do my blue background because I don't want them to be Lost Lagoon color, right? I've got a mess on this desk, and I know y'all can see it. It's like, ugh. Okay. Lost Lagoon. Here we go. Start off the page. Come on. Now just kind of go around the birds. One more time there. Then we're going to quickly color these guys. I think I'm going to use black this time for, no, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use black this time for their wings. Make it a little bolder. Okay, and then pecan pie for the French fries. Pumpkin pie for the beaks and the feet. And then our blender pen. Do the pumpkin pie. See how quick this is? I mean, and super simple, and it's fun. So we have a kit in the kids collection that is like, you get a supply of watercolor pencils and then a whole tablet full of photos, you can color pictures, prints, and then you can use them on card fronts. I forgot this wing. Okay, there they are, ready to go. Now, on this, we don't want glue right there, so we put the glue here, and the white shows through, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get our back on. So this time, instead of, don't get too close to the edge, because that's a border, remember, have a little bit of a border. And normally I would put my glue on this, but for this time, because I don't want to get glue in that open space, put that there, and that's where you would write your message. Okay, so now we're going to finish this up with a little bit of embellishments. So I've got some of the beige ribbon, and we're going to tie this here. Let me get my ribbon scissors. I'm going to cut where I have enough to just tie a knot. So probably about 8 inches of ribbon, I would think, to make sure you have enough. Okay, then trim at an angle. This ribbon frays fairly easily, but kind of adds to some interest to it. I don't want to keep cutting, but all right. So we have that, and then I'm going to use, where is my top? Here it is. Let me get this out of the way. I can't, it's like, oh, that was really getting to me, y'all. I had to move it, driving me crazy. Okay, so now we have this, and then I have some of the, I looked through and I thought that these antique pearls that are new, and I thought that that looked really pretty with the skulls and then the, you know, the theme. So what I did, let's see, I took a large one, and I went up here, and in a mid-size here, and then down here I did 3 of them in all 3 sizes here. Now, 1, 2, so this is going to give me 5. Okay, so there is our pop-up centerfold. Isn't that cute? Isn't that fun? It's different, and then, you know, there's not space to write. I guess you could put some basic white here if you wanted to, but that's what the back is for, okay? And that white shows through, but that's quite all right. Okay, so I have one more made in that style. I'll be posting at some point with the Storybook Moments designer paper. Let me leave this one here. Look at this, how cute it is. I just die cut around some of the designer paper prints with the bunnies. I use the carrots. This is a panel on one of those panel sheets. Thank you, Pam. And I used the panel from both pages because I loved those carrots with these bunnies. Okay, and then You're a True Blessing. That's from Unbounded Love, and just a fun fold. Okay, and this one I haven't put a back on it, but I think I would, just so I could write a message. Okay, so there's that. And then we have this card that I showed you at the beginning. And then I'm going to have one more project with the goals that I will post probably this weekend. What, tomorrow's Friday already, right? It's fun. I don't have it's a little treat pouch, and I don't have the treat yet, but I want to wait to post it when I have the treat. And it's cute. It's another take on the goals. So I think you'll like it. So be looking for that. Okay. So give this a try. I will have this posted on my blog by tomorrow with the measurements for the fun fold so that you can make these too. Okay. So let me tell you bye here. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I hope you are having some time to craft, because I can't help but smile when I'm crafting. It's just fun and a great hobby, and it's a way to create and then share with others and just make their day. So I encourage you to do that. So thank you for being with me. This is Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, inspiring you to create, share, and make a difference. Take care. Bye-bye.